When I was growing up, offline, if you wanted to have a political debate, you'd have to get dressed and go down to the bar. You couldn't do it in your underwear.
This is where I'm meant to be. I mean, stand-up's the greatest, and I love stand-up. But it is a little different from this. I think of off-Broadway more as like, it's more glamorous to me than Broadway. I'm Colin Quinn, and the star of Red State, Blue State. You can speak with more depth about things. Like stand-up, you have to get to it all the time. The director in me, he's like, no, you can take your time. You don't have to get to the punchline all the time. When I first had the heart attack, I said, I'm gonna incorporate the heart attack with the country, the heart of the country. I tried it a couple of times on stage. I was like, what am I doing? I don't understand the human anatomy enough to be talking about my heart.
Can I get a photo real quick?
Of course.
Thanks, bud.
I remember watching Whoopi Goldberg and then Eric Bogosian do their one-man shows, one-person shows. And I was like, that looks fun, man. They were in theaters, and they were like being funny, but it was a different style of thing. In the 80s, I put together this Shakespearean stand-up thing I was doing in my act. It was kind of working. I forgot about that cringeworthy moment. It was me. I don't even want to say it because it's so embarrassing, but basically it was me doing like this compilation of Shakespearean monologues only as characters. So I was doing like Ralph Crampton as Macbeth, going, I'm not afraid of the King, Alice. And a couple of other things. I was playing with two shows. One was called One in Every Crowd, and the other one was Red State, Blue State. Was starting to come out of that because of what's happening in the country. It's just getting worse and worse with how people hate each other, you know? Like, I appreciate the Constitution and stuff more than I ever did. I used to be like, why does everybody make a big deal of the Constitution, you know? And, but I do understand what everyone's trying to do and why it's so hard.
And we're not built for another civil war. It's the first time in history you're gonna see fat refugees. Never a good look, you know. Just with flip-flops and jorts, carrying coolers, trundling towards Canada.
I feel like people have this idealized version that comedians are supposed to only be these like truth tellers, but according to what you believe is the truth. So it's like, truth tellers is a subjective thing. First of all, comedians don't have to be truth tellers. So even though I may personally go, that's over the line, I would never say it, I would never admit it even to myself probably. Who gets to determine what's over the line? The public, and it's like, but there's different parts of the public get offended by different things. So if it's really just who gets offended by everything, nothing is not offensive because we're all offended by stuff, you know? So if you don't want to offend anyone in the country, then that's everything, basically, except for dad jokes, you know? And even those are probably offensive. It's always a question of like, what's over the line? I can't have the opinion of anything being over the line just because I'm a comedian. So I'd be stupid if I took a stand on anything being over the line, even though some things might even offend me.